Hi, and welcome to the Writing on the Wall, where we use graphology to analyze the personality and character of public figures and how they interact with each other. Today we're going to be looking at Donald J. Trump. We've all seen Donald Trump's angular signature. What does it mean? And what does it mean that it's different from the body of his handwriting? The signature represents what the writer wants others to see about him, and the body of the writing represents their true personality and character. Let's first look at the signature and what's readily apparent when Donald Trump shows up, what he wants us to see. He has a lot of mental and physical energy, as seen by the deep pressure of the writing. This is also a sign of good memory. He doesn't forget either the good or the bad. He's all about goal seeking. The angles in his writing look like mountains to be climbed, and this is a very good metaphor for his strong motivation and determination. He can see the big picture shown by the larger writing, and no one can read a room like Donald Trump. He has keen comprehension, as shown by the needle-like upper strokes. Donald Trump reacts quickly and directly. As far as goal setting and planning are concerned, that's for others to worry about. He doesn't stop to analyze next steps as he speaks or acts. He just goes ahead on the basis of intuition. He tends to rely on his own judgment, and once decided, he doesn't look back. His firm endings show his definite nature, and he has the last word. If he doesn't win this election, we may see he'll still try for a final last word. The body of his writing shows a more balanced nature, and this is the way he really is. No one could keep up the kind of energy and motivation that we see in his signature. Just a side note, the circular I dot on the bottom of the exclamation point shows a person who feels they deserve to live in beautiful surroundings. Walt Disney had this in his signature. And of course, we see that Trump indeed feels he deserves this. He may not want others to see his kinder, protective nature. When he signs, he wants to come across always as a dynamic, forceful leader who never tires in serving others. But he does get tired, as we all do, and may even want to feel more protected himself. And this desire for protection may surface more after the recent assassination attempt. His signature has changed over time, but Donald Trump connects to others through service. When he was younger, he was protective of others and considerate of them. Even 10 years ago, this service orientation was present, and it still is, in the body of his handwriting, but to a lesser extent. He could be in Mar-a-Lago or on his golf courses all over the world if he wanted, but instead he believes the best way to stand out in the world is through service. And why not the presidency? His confident and aggressive nature contrasts with JD Vance. Trump is big picture, large writing, and advance, advance, advance. Don't hold back. Vance is all about details and focus. He often gets so caught up in details, he can't see the forest for the trees. And to slow him down even more, he uses caution, seen in the long finals, to the point of nitpicking. Vance will drive Trump crazy. Trump may even think Vance is lazy and not trying and even hiding away. Vance just really needs time alone to regroup, which Trump doesn't. There's an upcoming video on the Trump-Vance team, just as there is a video out on the Harris-Walz team. Trump is confident enough and proud enough that he doesn't feel he has anything to hide, or at least that others should understand any misdeeds, as he gives so much of himself. He'll resent it if they don't. Resentment is shown by the hard, inflexible beginnings and indicates low trust in others. The resentment has only increased over the years, and this would naturally decrease his service orientation to others. He's feeling isolated, not a part of other people, and then his distrust is upped. Possibly he thinks this total self-reliance will be a service to others. No one else can do things right except for him, right? So everyone should listen to him. Possibly he thinks that he doesn't owe anybody any explanations, and people should just blindly follow him. You can't tell someone's values or interests through handwriting analysis, nor can you tell intelligence, race, gender, religion, age, attractiveness, or financial assets. But you can tell the personality and character of the writer and gain some insight into why they behave the way they do. I don't pretend to be an expert in politics, but I have worked as a clinical psychologist and graphologist for over 50 years, and I'm basing my analysis on what I know about personality assessment through handwriting, which is a psychological assessment tool. But graphology, like any psychological assessment tool, has a margin for error. In this case, it's about 30% variance, which is actually pretty good for a projective test. It's called a projective test because when we write, we're projecting our thoughts onto the paper. Handwriting has been termed brain writing, as it's the brain's impulses passing down through the arm and hand and pen onto the paper, which shows our personality and character. It's actually like an X-ray of the personality. So who will Americans choose for president? Graphology can't predict the future, but from it we have some insight into what's going on with our candidates. Trump would offer us someone with little capacity for new ideas and plans, and we've seen how he sticks largely to ideas already in place. He may not really stop to analyze what he's doing, as that's not in his nature. He seems to react to the present and to base these reactions on intuition. I believe he's innately kind and protective and does love to be of service, but how he defines service. When I worked in personnel selection using graphology, I try to find a suitable career for individuals who would have a difficult time in the job they're applying for. Doesn't do anybody any favors to hire them for a job that they're not suitable for. Both the company and the employee would be unhappy. In Donald Trump's case, his handwriting shows he could certainly lead others, but he may have a better time of it without the hassle of a government checking on his every move. But his quick and independent means of moving ahead just doesn't seem to fit well with all the rules of the presidency. But as I stated before, I'm not all that much into politics, so it's just an idea. In case you're a strong supporter of Trump, you may be surprised that he's a proponent of handwriting analysis, and he's used it in personnel selections, in hiring staff for his Atlantic City holdings, and I know this because I know the handwriting analyst who did that, not me. In fact, he's apparently dabbled enough in the science to say that he is a handwriting analyst. He may be, but it's hard to tell who's a professional graphologist and who isn't. There's no degree or credentialing at present. At one time, graphology was taught in the major universities in Europe, but not so much now, and certainly not so in America. For more information on graphology, you can visit my website or view my video on what is graphology. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for videos of the other influential people in the race to the White House 2024.